What's up everyone, welcome back. Patrick here. Moving on to the next question. We have to take this expression here, we have to simplify it, and we have to state the restrictions. And notice we can actually get some restrictions right away from this initial format. So notice that we have a denominator over here, x plus 4. So we know x plus 4 definitely cannot equal 0, right? You can't take 1 divided by 0, so that means x cannot equal negative 4. Notice that this x here can't be 0 because we're taking 25 and we're dividing by x, so x cannot equal 0. There's also a more subtle way to get restrictions with this format. Notice that this whole denominator can't be 0. This whole thing, notice it's a denominator, right? We have this big fraction here. So if this bracket is 0, whatever x value makes that bracket equal to 0 is a restriction because we can't be dividing by 0. So there's actually two ways to get it. You can get it from here. I'm going to show you that way as well. And you can get it in the middle of the simplification. So I'll show you that once we're simplifying as well. But if we were to get it from here, basically that whole expression can't equal 0, which means x cannot equal 25 over x. And so from here, what you could do is you could just cross multiply. So x times x means x squared. 1 times 25 is 25. So that means x squared cannot equal 25, which means if we square root both sides, x cannot equal plus or minus 5. So there's actually 4 restrictions here, right? X cannot equal negative 4, x cannot equal 0, and then x cannot equal positive 5, and x cannot equal negative 5. Now, if we were to simplify this, notice that this is like 1 over 1, so we can multiply it by x plus 4, and then the top we can multiply by x plus 4. So we'd have x plus 4 plus 1. Actually, you know what? Let's just kind of write it all out here. So that would be the numerator as 1 fraction, took these two expressions, combined them into 1. And then this x is over 1, so to get a common denominator here, we can multiply this by x, the top by x. So we would end up with x squared minus 25 over x. So here, 4 plus 1, that would give us 5. So we'd have x plus 5 over x plus 4. And then notice we're dividing by this fraction. Right, so we're taking this, dividing it by this, so we'd have divided by x squared minus 25 over x. And then what we want to do here, if we continue it, is we can factor the x squared minus 25, which would be x plus 5, x minus 5, and this would be all over x. And if you remember, when we're dividing rational expressions, we get the restrictions from the denominators, but if we're dividing, we also get it from the numerator of what we're dividing by. And that's where that plus or minus 5 is coming from. It's coming from right there. And then notice x can't be 0, x cannot be negative 4. So even when we simplify it and put it in this kind of format that we're more used to, we still get these same restrictions. And so from here, if we want to simplify this, we could just multiply by x over x plus 5, x minus 5. And then notice that the x plus 5s would cancel out. And then nothing else cancels out, so 1 times x gives us x over x plus 4 times x minus 5. And so that there ends up being the final answer. That's the simplified form. And then those are the 4 restrictions.